Hello, families. So I just wanted to go over something that we've been hearing a little here and there from different students, where if a teacher or teachers complain that your child is not connecting their via their microphone or their camera, that it's not working, and it's not a voluntary thing, that they just can't get it to work or it's blocked seemingly, no matter what they do, then I just want to go over a very quick solution because most of the time it's something as simple as what I'm about to show you, which is basically giving permissions, the proper permissions for Google Meet to access, because your computer typically wants to make sure that you are secure and that when something tries to access your different tools like your camera or microphone, which could be an invasion of privacy, it wants to make sure you're aware of it. But you need to use those things for Google Meet to function properly. This is my personal computer. It looks a little bit different than your computer, but a student computer like a Chromebook, for example, is going to have that folder, that bookmark folder on the top left, right underneath the URL bar that says BCPS links. If you click on there, you're going to focus on really the top one, that's Schoology, and the bottom one, that's Google Meet. They should be in there. So let's just start by focusing on Google Meet. If you click on that link, you're going to be taken to the Google Meet page and you don't have to write it into the URL bar. So when you're here to the Google Meet page, let's just go in to join a session and assume that you're going to enter here the code for your teacher that you're going to connect to their session. So when you continue to connect, you're going to see right away that assume this was the very first time or I didn't do this right. You're going to see these notifications that are going to tell you that, hey, you need to give access to Google Meet to use your camera microphone. So I'm going to dismiss this center notification. And up here, you're going to see that specifically it's telling you which site is going to do this, that meet.google.com is asking to use your microphone and camera. Do you want to block this or do you want to allow this? Well, let's assume that either by accident I blocked or I clicked on the X to close it out without giving permission. Well, you can see right away that the camera is off. Neither my camera or microphone will work no matter how hard I try, and every time I click on this I'm just going to get those notifications all over again. So how do I undo that? Well, there's two ways to do that. You can either click on the little lock icon at the beginning of the URL bar, but you may see camera and microphone listed as blocked and you may not. Right now I have notifications blocked, but you could always change this by clicking on the drop down arrow and seeing what other options you have. Well, I'm going to move on over to the right, the end of the URL bar, and you're going to see actually an icon for a camera with a red X, which shows that something's not working. And even just by hovering over with your cursor, you can see it says this page has been blocked from accessing your camera and microphone. If you click on it, it'll ask you, do you want to continue blocking camera microphone access? And you can leave that there if you want that. But if you're going to want to click on always allow, and that way you don't have to keep doing this every single time. So it should be a one-stop shop to select to always allow, and it'll tell you what your selected microphone and camera are in case you have options. Like if you have a headset that might have a different microphone than the built-in microphone, it'll show you which one is currently in use. So if maybe you think it's just a question of making sure you have the right microphone selected, or camera, in case your computer comes with, sometimes there are two different positions of cameras, make sure that the correct ones are selected, and then just do done. So now I've given access. Everything should be working, but it doesn't seem to be working. So what do I do? Well, you may get a little box here that comes up that says we need to reload the page for settings to go into effect. I'm just going to click on the icon of the lock to just see what it shows. And now you can see that the camera, microphone are listed, and you have the option to allow, block, or ask you every time. Let's just leave it as allow. We don't want to change anything. That sounds good to me. And look, now we get the message saying to apply the settings, we're going to need to reload this page. So you can either click on the reload or you can click on the refresh reload button here by the URL if you see it. And your Chromebook should have this actual button as a key on the keyboard in the upper left by the escape key. So that's another option. But let's just go ahead and click on reload. And it's reloading the page. I still see that the camera is off, but I can manually now activate and deactivate, turning them on and off when I choose. So that's how you check to just make sure that you haven't by accident or inadvertently blocked your camera and microphone from Google Meet accessing those tools on your computer.